spirituality and realizing our infinite potential. Mucho, mucho love and light. Hello, hello, infinite souls. Thank you for being here again. Happy Tuesday. I love you guys so much. Today's episode is going to be only audio, will not be any video. However, it will be posted onto YouTube. So it will have a thumbnail and you can just watch it there and listen to the audio as well. And next week, I will be having a lovely guest on, and her name is Cinnamon Denise, and we'll be talking about yoga and a bunch of other practices. So if you're interested next week, tune in on Tuesday. And without further ado, let's get this party started. I don't really have a specific topic to talk about today. However, I do want to give you guys sort of a life update. I had a death in the family a couple weeks ago. And so I have been grieving, and it's easier for me this time than it was the last year with my uncle. This time was my uncle as well. And I just, my thoughts about death are very different than a lot of people, or specifically my family. And so I want to talk a little bit about death and what I believe death really is. If you want to listen to some teachings about death that are really good, you can look up Alan Watts, and he has a really good one about death and loving. And death is really not a death. And there are other cultures who see death very, very differently than how we see it here in the West. And they see life as a preparation for your death. They see death as, you as going into a different part of your life, a different life, maybe reincarnating. And there are, of course, different beliefs. And I'll tell you, I can only tell you my beliefs based off of what I feel inside and what I have read. I've learned about different religions and different groups and ways of thinking, and have seen different thoughts about death. And I can only take what resonates with me. Obviously, it's painful for us when we lose somebody because we're going to miss them. But it's only us missing them. That's where the pain is. The pain is in our attachment to them being here on earth, making us happy or giving us some type of love, some experience, being with them, spending time with them, right? And so we are the ones who are suffering because we're here on earth. When they pass, they don't feel any more suffering, and they become pure source consciousness again. They go back to source. They become love, that energy that we all have inside. We all have a soul, right? We all know that there is a spirit inside of us. And that spirit, that's what we are all connected by. We're connected by that energy that is pure, unconditional love and light. And that is source energy, or God, or source, whatever you want to call it. Everyone calls it by different names, but they don't care what you call it. And so I think that death, you go back to source energy. And when you become part of source energy, you also exist in other beings. So I think that we have other lives going on at the same time as this one. I think that those lives are in other dimensions, or maybe other planets. Some people are from other planets and their soul is working, extra. And so I feel like that our soul comes from source energy, and source says, okay, I'm going to come down to earth and I'm going to learn some lessons, and I'm going to be here to serve. I'm going to help the human race, right? Because I think that we're here to do that, to help each other, and to really live life fully in full happiness and joy, and be able to manifest anything that we want. And everything comes to you when you are in that happiness state, right? Because you can have heaven on earth, and that's where heaven exists, and that's also where hell exists. Hell also exists in the mind as a state of being. It's you create it in your life, and you experience it here on earth when you're here. I don't believe that you go to a judgment and that they say, okay, you picked the wrong religion, so you are going to go burn in hell. I don't believe that. That's so far off the map for me, because that doesn't resonate as love for me. It feels like judgment, right? And so for me, God is love. And so if it resonates to the vibration of love, is what my body feels and accepts as truth. And so grounded in truth, grounded in love, that's where I make my decisions, right? And so back to topic. So I think that I mean, nobody really knows what happens after we die, because nobody has died and then come back here to tell us. You know what I mean? And if you believe in the story of Jesus Christ in the Bible, I mean, the Bible has been altered so many times, so take it however you want, take it with a grain of salt. But the people will say, okay, well, Jesus came back, right? Okay, well, Jesus was an enlightened teacher. He came down to do his teachings, and he had an encounter with his divine presence, with God inside of him, when he went into solitude, into the desert, and that's when he had his awakening. So in the awakened state, he was able to figure out how to transmute, and how to how to change energy, how to manipulate energy. There you go. How to manipulate energy. Because there are yogis and monks out in the Himalayan mountains, or just far out there, who do things like cut their hand open and they don't bleed out, because they have control over the energy that is holding their body. And I've heard stories about it, and I've heard stories about many different teachers doing things. I mean, you have Gandhi. I believe Gandhi is one of the teachers who did some amazing things. And there are a lot of things that monks do, like they go without eating for periods of long time. There's one that has had his arm up for so many years. I just saw him on YouTube, I believe. So we can do these miracles. We can walk on water and come back. Yeah, we can, because we are pure energy. We go back to source and then we can come back. So that's what I think is the state of being. I think that everything is energy that comes from that source, that great big source. I think of it like a huge ball of energy. And because I had personal experience when I tried salvia, and I basically became this big ball of energy. I came back out into the energy, and then I came back into this lifetime. Like, it was just like a strand of existence. It's very hard to explain, but I had this experience, so this is why I feel this way. And I think that if we do want to come back, then we get to come back, and that's what reincarnation is. If we want to stay as source energy, we can. I feel like after your spirit leaves the body, then you have to move from the third dimension that you're in. Your spirit has to move from this third density to the highest other density, right? So you have to choose to go into the light. That's why I think ghosts exist, because I think some people don't choose to go into the light. They decide to stay here for a little bit longer. And they're like, okay, when they feel like, they got their retribution or whatever they were waiting for, and they go to the light and they leave, right? And so that's what I think. Take it or leave it. These are my beliefs. But everything also that I say, I also question my own self, and I keep learning, expanding, and learning different things. And keeping an open mind is key, I think, in life in general, because things are always changing. Change is one of the constants in life. Like the seasons change, everything is a cycle. It's not so much change, because the energy stays the same, but it's like transmutation of energy. And cycles. We go through cycles. We're ascending in a spiral pattern. So we're going around and facing certain lessons because when we come down to earth, we have to accept a lesson plan. And so this is earth school. This is what I believe, that we are here in earth school to learn how to love fully, how to give, how to receive, how to thrive, how to be truly happy and free in your mind, free in your consciousness, not controlled by mass media, not controlled by systems. Because when you're controlled by systems or by the media or by celebrities or by money or by some type of need or want, that desire that you have, when you're controlled by that, then you are giving your power away, and you are then quote unquote serving another God, right? Like in the Bible, it says only to have one God. So this is what it means. This is what it means in energy. Like everything connects, everything, and no matter what religion, like down to the nitty gritty, they all kind of have basically the same message, and it's across the board. So this is why I have formed these current beliefs that I do have about death. And so I see death as, a time to celebrate the person's life and remember them when they were happy and the love that they give and everything that they came to serve here, and give them thank you and gratitude. Thank you so much for coming and giving us your energy, like your presence, like thank you for being here, for everything that you did, for all the love that you shared, all the good that you did. And then I feel that we should honor our loved ones and honor them by choosing to live in a way that is compassionate, loving, joyful, peaceful, in a way that contributes, in a way that's going to do good for you, and good for everyone. And choosing yourself and choosing to go after your dreams as well and live fully. I just can't get enough of that right now. Just live fully, full, all in, full ass, no half ass. That's the theme for me right now. But in any case, I just wanted to check in with you guys and drop some 2 cents. You know what I mean? I love you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and you may have learned something, or that you can take something away from it, that it can give you peace in knowing that you do mourn these people, but they are at peace and they're doing well. And you can still have communication with them if you want. Those are called your ancestors. And if you need help or support in some type of bereavement, you can contact agapelive.com. They have good support systems there. You can reach out to me on Instagram and I can give you the link. In any case, have a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. I love you so much. Hasta luego. Mucho, mucho love and light.